Did you say you're missing a lung? What? Part of it.
He tells us that he's a long-time smoker and that he's had part of his lung removed. You couple this with the pneumonia, and no wonder he's having such a hard time breathing.
As I approach the scene, I find a female who's sprawled across the two seats.
What happened, my dear? Attempt what?
Okay, sir, we gotta get her going. You're gonna be okay.
We're unable to calm her down by talking to her, so we're gonna have to sedate her.
Here.
When she's in this kind of a state, she becomes a danger to not only herself,
Don't pull on that.
but to myself and my partner as well.
67, you're responding Delta for a single vehicle MPC on the Broadway Bridge. A female patient in her 20s, possibly unconscious. Breathing has been confirmed.
Okay, copy. Okay, we're going to a car crash on the Broadway Bridge. It's a 25 female, not conscious, breathing, vehicle hit the guardrail.
Driving to the call, I'm thinking, what would cause a mid-20s female to crash her car by herself on the bridge?
Right up there where the cops are.
So seeing the car in the position against the concrete barrier on a bridge like that is unusual. As I approach the scene, I find a female who's sprawled across the two seats.
Hey! Hey!
Her feet are in the driver's seat, and her head is over on the passenger side.
Go on that side. Just watch the airbags.
When a car is in an accident, the airbags sometimes have a delay up to a minute. My dear, if the airbag shoots off, it comes out at about 60 kilometers an hour. I want you to just hold nice and still, okay? Okay, Brett, can you reach her hips and I'll pull up on her shoulders? With the patient's position, we have to assume that she has a spinal injury. We don't want to do anything that could make it worse. I want you to just hold nice and still, okay? What happened, my dear? What happened? Attempt what? Hearing that this is a suicide attempt is very concerning. What would be so wrong with this 25-year-old's life that she would try and kill herself? Okay, do you have any pain anywhere?
My neck and my back.
Your neck and back hurt? Okay, we're gonna get a collar for you right away.
We need to hold her neck and keep her neck in line.
Okay, hold your head still.
And in order to do that, it has to be a team effort to extricate her from the car.
On three, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, you got hips.
Hold still.
I got
hold
C-spine.
still.
I got C-spine. Okay. Ready? Yep. 1, 2, 3. Slide.
You.
Let's rotate her. On my count. 1, 2, 3. Relax. Breathe slowly. Okay.
This person tonight has attempted to commit suicide
Relax.
by crashing into the guardrail in an attempt to hurt herself.
Pupils are equal. Open your, move your jaw.
So we're not only dealing with their physical well-being,
Your mouth hurt?
we're dealing with their mental well-being.
So tell me how you crashed. I did it. You did it? You drove into the cement railing?
It's really unfortunate that this had to come to this.
Lucky you didn't get really hurt.
No, that was the plan. Don't you understand that?
She's struggling with mental wellness, and she's struggling with alcohol.
We're gonna take you to the hospital. Got to get you looked at on the inside, okay? Make sure nothing's broken.
She doesn't appear to have suffered a really serious physical injury, but we're going to need to deal with her mental well-being.
Base to 67, you're responding Delta for a 79-year-old male. He's conscious and alert, complaining of shortness of breath.
This is where the door is. Had to come through there.
This is a messed up spot. Oh, here we go.
So when we first get to this gentleman, we see him through the glass door.
Hello.
When you look at him, his face is sunken, his bones are showing. This gentleman does not look well at all.
What's going on today, sir?
I got pneumonia.
Okay.
Can't breathe that good.
Okay, why don't you grab a seat and I'll grab a quick listen to you. The patient tells us that he's recently had a pneumonia, but the pneumonia is clearly holding on tight. I'm just gonna lift up your shirt. How long have you had pneumonia? The amount of difficulty that our patient's having communicating is really signifying how short a breath he really is. I don't hear any congestion or wheezing at all. He's got a saturation of 75. We get a glimpse at his oxygen saturation at 75%. It should be around 95%. I've got that at 6, and I'm just going to event that.
Breathe.
Because of the difficulty with the patient's speech,
Breathe again.
it's hard for us to assess the current history of the patient.
Did you say you're missing a lung? What? Part of it.
He tells us that he's a long-time smoker and that he's had part of his lung removed. You couple this with the pneumonia, and no wonder he's having such a hard time breathing.
Okay, let's get you outside.
Still got to do a lot of investigating with this gentleman. It's really difficult to get a history from him because he's having so much trouble speaking in between breaths. Lung sounds are a little bit better now after a neb. No wheezing that we can really hear. He's still quite quiet throughout, but he's really working hard to breathe. We've given him some more medicine, and we're going to see how he does. More testing at the hospital once we get there.
Base 1967 calls remaining in Alpha for 51-year-old female household psych issue. Be advised that patient could possibly be violent.
Thank you. She's probably off of her pills.
We usually approach psychiatric patients a little bit differently. We're not sure if they could be violent. I don't see anybody outside.
Oh, there was someone on the ground there. When responding to psychiatric emergencies, there are so many factors that remain an unknown. It could be pre-existing, could be mental illness, it could be induced by drugs or alcohol.
What's going on? Sorry? What's happening? Let's sit up. Let's talk to you.
Did she do any drugs tonight that you know of? No?
Can you sit up?
I'm right here. Deal with these people now.
Can you sit up for us?
Has she been drinking?
Yeah, she had a couple shots of whiskey and she shouldn't have had it.
This patient seems very agitated for only having a couple shots of whiskey. It is possible there's something else going on.
I need you to tell me what's going on. Why you need to go to the hospital. Depression. Do you take any medicine? Yes.
It's difficult to obtain accurate information on these calls, so it becomes hard to treat the patient.
We're gonna stand you up and put you on our bed.
Let's lift your head here.
We're unable to calm her down by talking to her, so we're gonna have to sedate her.
You didn't see her take any drugs?
No, I didn't.
None at all. Does she have a history of doing drugs in the past?
Keep your hand in.
Does she ever do like meth or cocaine?
No.
Nothing like that. No. What about narcotics or downers?
No.
Guess what?
Okay.
You're in the ambulance. You're not going.
Don't put me.
Okay.
We're gonna check her out a little bit more in the back of the ambulance, and then we'll take her to the hospital. Here. When she's in this kind of a state, she becomes a danger to not only herself, don't pull on that, but to myself and my partner as well. The best thing we can do is give her a little bit of medication to help calm her down on the way to the hospital.
Okay, little poke in your arm. Ow! These calls are always challenging. I feel that we deal with a lot more mental health calls now than we ever did in the past.
Lower her on my goddamn heart. She's got some issues.
Roll her 1, 2, 3.
How do I deal with it? I don't. Because I love her.
We'll call her, I'll grab one and
So this lady has some mental health issues diagnosed. I believe she spent some time in a psychiatric facility. Tonight, she's been drinking, doing some unknown drugs, and that's just exacerbated her mental health issues.
it's tragic when people suffer like this. Tom, St. Paul's, we're gonna head out. We're just thankful she didn't hurt herself or anybody else tonight.
Hey, can you hear me? I want you to just hold nice and still, okay? On the call with the young lady who made this suicide attempt on the bridge.
Yep, 1, 2, 3, slide.
She wants to share her story to raise awareness. She's doing much better now and getting help.
What's happening?
On the psychiatric emergency call from earlier in the night, this patient was transported to the hospital. She was assessed, observed, and later released.
What's going on today, sir?
So the elderly gentleman we saw earlier this evening in the apartment building with the pneumonia,
Did you say you're missing a lung?
It was discovered that his pneumonia had caused an infection in his esophagus that kept him from eating. He spent 41 days in the hospital, and he's recovering and doing much better now.